If a speech left sorrows, laboring for a tongue, or if a weeping world can oft appeaf. If you've looked at 18th century documents or prints like this one by Paul Revere, you might have noticed that a lot of letters look like F's. And if you try to read them that way, it can sound incomprehensible. In fact, that's called a long S. In the 18th century, both in handwriting and in print, people sometimes made an S that almost looked like an F. The little cross through it isn't quite complete if you look close up. This was a legacy of a much older form of handwriting that went back to ancient Rome, in which one of the two S's in a double S set, sometimes in the middle of the word, sometimes at the end, would be drawn this way, almost in kind of a cursive fashion. You were connecting these two letters. Other times, S's, like a capital S at the front of the word, would look the way that we would expect them to. So when you're reading an 18th century document, sometimes you have to look closely to make sure you're pronouncing and reading those words right. That changed and isn't how we write today almost immediately after the Revolutionary War. Printers of newspapers started to abandon that kind of superfluous letter. It's one extra piece of lead type you don't need. So documents that start to appear in the 1790s, early 1800s newspapers just use S's that we can read normally. But people who grew up in the Revolutionary era, who learned to write in this way, continue to write that way for the rest of their lives. So you see letters written in the 1850s and 1860s by older people still using this ancient letter, the long S. Facalding, for speech lefts, appease. Scalding, speechless, appease.